Hey team, welcome back to the Product Girl channel. In today's video, we're gonna kick it off with some preliminary steps that you're gonna need before you get into the core responsibilities of being a product manager. And the very first thing you need to understand is your customers, their problems, and their needs. This is extremely important because your goal as a product manager is to help the customer be awesome. Whether your product is mature or in the process of being built, it's really important to understand your customers because this is essential. Because without it, organic growth and innovation won't be possible. There are a few ways to gain customer insights. One are through customer reviews. This is a way to get direct customer feedback on what they liked or disliked about the product. Then you have customer satisfaction surveys, which are also known as CSAT surveys. These are tools that are structured to rate the customer experience. So this offers both quantitative and qualitative analysis so you can pinpoint the pain points of the customer. Similarly, you can use feedback forms to collect targeted opinions at certain points in the customer interaction journey. So this really helps to pinpoint which part of the product is not meeting the customer needs. Then you have your focus groups, which offers a dynamic setting where your customers can discuss their perceptions and their experiences, usually led by a moderator. And this really helps because you can get usually more feedback and different types of feedback that maybe you wouldn't be given through one-way mechanisms. Then you have social media, which provides real-time customer feedback. This is so important and so essential because you can really spot emerging trends and kind of figure out where the market is at and what has changed. This can both significantly influence and determine your product strategy. Then you have your sales conversations. This is a rich source of customer insights because you're sitting down with the sales team, they're having direct conversations with the customer, and sometimes the customer will not directly tell a product manager or stakeholder what they're really feeling. But if they're sitting down with the sales team and they're telling them what they need, and then this can really reveal any underlying preferences and any objections that may influence the purchasing decisions of the customer. Then you have your Net Promoter Score, also known as your NPS score. You may see this when you're going through a site and maybe you're making a purchase and they want to know how your experience was. This measures how likely a customer is going to recommend their product to a family friend or a relative. And it really determines customer satisfaction and loyalty. Finally, you have your customer service conversations. These are so important and so essential because you can really talk to the customer to figure out where their immediate needs are, where their immediate pain points are, and what their concerns are, and how you can address them. And not necessarily in the moment, but eventually figure out what you're not delivering for the customer and how you can make it right. All of these diverse methods can really help you form a solid customer experience and areas of improvement so that you can enhance your product offerings and satisfy your customers. Now, once you deeply understand your customers, their problems, and their needs, you're gonna need to make sure that you're building the right solution. This is your deal breaker. Nothing else matters if you're not delivering the right solution. Remember, people are buying the solution, not the problem. The problem to solve is outcome, not output. You either solve the right problem with the core solution or you don't. The goal is to solve for the problem, not just push out features. I know that sometimes it can get a little bit frustrating because you just want to keep going, but you need to make sure that you are delivering the right solutions for your customers. Remember, you are solving for their needs, not yours. So when building the right solution, you need to ask yourself 4 things. 1, is your product valuable? Are customers gonna find value in your product? Are they gonna use your product over your competitors? 2, is it feasible? Are you gonna be able to build this product with the current resources you have? 3, is it usable? Are customers gonna be able to figure out how to use your product? And then lastly, is it business viable? So whatever you're building, does it align with the company's mission, vision, strategy, and overall business goal? Now, if you nail these 4 things, you're gonna be marching towards a very successful product that delivers insatiable capabilities for your users and your customers and your business. Lastly, we have business impact. As a PM, you need to make sure what you're building is gonna translate into measurable business results, but also those measurable business results are actually very successful and very impactful on the overall business. Whether it's boosting revenue, improving efficiencies, retaining customers, or whatever your KPI metrics are, you need to make sure that you're connecting your efforts to quantifiable impacts. The ways you can do this and measure this are through a few things. One, monthly recurring revenue. This is how you figure out monthly what you're getting from your customers. This is super important for businesses, especially ones with subscription models, because you can find a way to forecast what you're going to be getting that month. Then you have customer lifetime value. This measures the total revenue a business should expect from a customer throughout their entire relationship. This also helps to determine how much to spend on customer acquisition and retention strategies. Speaking of acquisition, then you have your customer acquisition cost. This is the amount of money that you're expected to incur when you acquire a new customer. It's a critical efficiency metric, especially when paired with customer lifetime, because it shows how you're going to be able to ensure sustainable business growth. Another important metric is the number of active users, because this really represents user engagement and where you're at in the product. And then you can see who falls off, why they fall off, and ultimately what you're going towards. Another important measure is active users. This really reflects user engagement over a specific period of time. To further understand engagement, there's a metric called the stickiness ratio. So that is your daily active users divided by your monthly active users. This indicates how frequently a user uses the product, with the higher ratio representing a more engaging and valuable product. Additionally, you have the retention rate. This metric really helps to measure how businesses are keeping their customers without losing them, also known as the churn rate. And this really helps to measure customer satisfaction and product stickiness. Lastly, you have the churn rate. Now this is really, really important because this shows you the percentage of users that have stopped using your product. And there is some good to it in the sense that you can really figure out what's happening. Why did they stop using your product? Was it something with the product or even maybe customer service? Because a lot of the times the product, there could be an issue with the product, but if it's not rectified correctly with customer service, people will go elsewhere. And there you have it. We've covered all of the preliminary measures, from understanding your customers, their problems, their needs, to recognizing that you're building the right solution by identifying if it's valuable, feasible, usable, business viable, and making sure that what you're building is going to deliver business impact. Remember, as a product manager, it's your job to make sure that you can deliver the correct solutions and connect all those pieces of the puzzle together. It's never gonna be perfect, but you can somewhat get it there by taking these preliminary measures before you actually get into the core responsibilities and day-to-day of a product manager. If you found this video useful and helpful, please subscribe and click that like button, as I look forward to seeing you in the future, and I will see you soon.